Provence and Jon Schaeffer back with you at Stabler Arena. We're at the half, and we begin the Domino's Pizza halftime report. Right now, 41-37 in favor of the visiting Holy Cross Crusaders. Still a half to go, of course. And we have the privilege now of being joined by all-time Patriot League leading scorer, former Lehigh Mountain Hawk, and current Portland Trail Blazer C.J. McCollum. Thanks for joining us, and tell us, how's life in the NBA?
No problem. Thanks for having me on, first of all. But life in the NBA is a lot different than what you expect, going into a lot of travel, a lot of sleepless nights. But I'm enjoying it so far. I think I've only played 17 games so far, and a little setback getting hurt early on. But enjoying the process of playing on a winning team. That's a rarity, being a lottery pick, playing on a winning team. So.
You've been in a lot of great NBA venues now this year, but coming back home and being back in Stabler, what are the memories that come to your mind right now?
A lot of memories here. We had a lot of success here. Obviously, winning at home a lot. The fan support was, increasingly supportive as we, got better throughout the course of my career. But I've definitely enjoyed the ride and thankful, to come back and be able to watch some of the guys I played with.
Rewind us a little bit. Obviously, the terrific career here, beating Duke, suffering the injury, but you have a feeling you're going to be a lottery pick. Take us back to draft night. What was it like waiting and wondering where is C.J. McCollum finally going to go?
It was fun, man. It was definitely a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but draft night was, relatively stress-free, honestly, because the hard part was out the way. I'd done the pre-draft work. I had worked out for the teams. That's the hardest part. And working out, in front of the president, the GM, the owner, all the players. So that was the hardest part, and then doing the interview process. So I got that out the way. So I was, I knew where my window was. I knew where I wouldn't fall past, and I knew, where I would go. So it was just more about, seeing what actually happened and going to shake David Stern's hand without falling down.
Always a key.
Yeah. Now that you're in the NBA, still, how often does the Duke game come up?
It doesn't come up that often. My teammates make fun of me sometimes or call me Lehigh or stuff like that. But besides that, it doesn't really come up anymore. It's kind of a thing of the past. In the NBA, you kind of start a new resume. You kind of throw everything else you did in the past out. It doesn't really matter what you did in college or how successful you were on different teams. So, although I'm very thankful for the career I had here, I got to try to make another career in the NBA.
Well, how is it? Because when you started, you were injured, as you mentioned, and you're coming off some very big games last week, scoring 19, scoring 15 in the final two games for the All-Star break. But that's a terrific team. That's a playoff caliber team. What's it been like biding your time to finally get into the rotation like you have here as of late?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate setback. I was cementing myself into the rotation early on in the season before I got hurt. I was playing well in training camp and looking forward to, making a name for myself in the preseason, and then I got hurt. So that was the tough part. And then we go on a 12-game winning streak, and you're just you're happy for the team at the same time. Only imagine how hard it's going to be to get minutes now that we're having so much success. But, I've worked hard. Coaches have gave me some opportunities, and I'm going to continue to take advantage of them. And I think that, with my play, the way I've been playing as of late, if I can withstand that and continue to build on it, shoot well from the three, and shoot at a high clip from the field, then they can't help but to play me a little bit.
And quickly, your radio show, you've been doing a radio show for Sirius XM. How's that going?
It's going great. 3 shows in now. I took a break for All-Star. I needed a break from everything. Even though I've only played 17 games, so it's time to rest up a little bit. But, I'll start that back up next week, 6 to 7 Eastern, channel 217 on the NBA channel, Sirius Radio.
Awesome. So it is amazing because you talk about moving on to the next phase of your career with Portland, but it's great to see you really carrying the Lehigh name and making this university proud, all the exposure you've brought to this school. But go get them with Portland, and hopefully you guys make the playoffs, and we want to see you having a real big role down the stretch like you did against Duke back in 2012.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
That is C.J. McCollum. We're very thankful again for him joining us during the NBA All-Star break. We're at the break. We've got a terrific game, 41-37 Holy Cross. We'll be back with more on the Domino's Pizza Halftime Report right after a timeout.